Hey guys, so the Golden Globes were yesterday, and that's one of the most awaited red carpets of the year. And it was an amazing show. I thought that Tina Fey and Amy Poehler were amazing on it. They were so funny. The show was well put together. A lot of great people won. And I thought the fashion was amazing. Not only on the Golden Globes red carpet, but at the after parties, especially the In Style and Warner Brothers after parties. I thought everybody looked great. But for this fashion review, I'm just going to focus on the main event, the Golden Globes red carpet. And I thought, like I said, everyone looked great. So I had to limit it down to who I was going to talk about. So I'm going to have a best and worst dress list again. And by the way, I got all golden today for the Golden Globes. I have my gold shirt on, some gold makeup, gold jewelry. I felt in the spirit. But let's start with our fashion review of the 2015 Golden Globes. So first up, we have Miss Emma Stone. So Emma Stone is usually like a big comer on the red carpet. Everyone's always looking forward to what she's wearing. She had this cool pantsuit on that I thought the top was beautiful. It wasn't my favorite. I thought for Emma Stone she could have done a lot better. It was kind of like weird too because the pantsuit itself was gorgeous, but then it had this like bow on the back that was only on one side and it went down as a train. I thought personally I would have liked it a little bit better without the bow, or maybe if the bow went all the way to the back and it had that train all the way down. But if I remember, I think what's her name? Emma Watson did a pantsuit similar to this last year on the Golden Globes red carpet. I thought she looked good. Wasn't my favorite, but she looked really good. So next up we have Miss Keira Knightley in Chanel. This dress is real bad. I mean, come on, let's be honest. It kind of looks like your grandmother's tablecloth from 1925 that you guys have to use every Thanksgiving. It's just horrible. And I understand she's pregnant, but that doesn't mean you have to have bad style. Kerry Washington was pregnant last red carpet season. She looked amazing every red carpet. Biggest example, Blake Lively. Blake Lively just had her baby. She looked amazing, her pregnancy looks. She looked better than people who weren't pregnant. She just was flawless. And then Keira Knightley shows up in this, and I just don't get it. And those ruffles. I understand if she wants a little bit ruffles. Chanel has that little bit of an old-time look to it. But she could have done just a ruffle on top or no ruffles on the bottom. And then she had to add that butterfly corsage. And I'm like, the dress is already horrible in itself. You have to add the butterfly corsage to it. But it was really, really, really bad. I'm not going to nominate her for worst dress. Next up, we have Lupita Nyong'o. She's another one. Last year was her first time really on the red carpet. And she like blew everybody away red carpet after red carpet. This year, I thought she played it safe. She didn't go crazy. I thought it was a pretty dress. The color was pretty. The details on the skirt was pretty. I thought it was cool how it had that contrast of that real flower looking until it went into the skirt and it was just like that graphic on it. I thought it was pretty. Not my favorite. I also felt she could have done something more with the accessories. Since she does have a lot of bare chest and her hair short, she could have went a little bit heavier on the earrings. Next up we have Giuliana Rancic. So Giuliana Rancic had two looks. She had one of this beautiful dress. In the beginning at the pre-show, she had this white dress on and it was by Jean Gaultier Dior. Hope I said that right too. And then on the red carpet she switched it over to this pastel fitted mermaid dress by Maria Lucia Hohan. She picked hard designers to wear. But I thought she looked beautiful and I had to give her a nomination on my best dress list just because she had two fabulous looks that were completely different from each other. And her first look with that white dress, like the detailing on the chest is beautiful. It had these different things with the mesh, and she had this beautiful Tom Ford shoes on with it, and this lip color, which I kind of got inspired by today. She had this beautiful lip color on her that worked perfectly with her hair color. And then she switches it over to this nice light and airy and beautiful princess look at the red carpet. I thought she looked amazing on both looks, and I had to give her a nomination on my best dress. Next, we have Selma Hayek and Alexander McQueen, and she was one of the few people to wear Alexander McQueen, and I thought this dress was absolutely beautiful. I love the shape of it. It kind of reminded me of Jennifer Lawrence's Dior dress. I think it was from the Oscars, not last year, the year before, I think it was. It kind of reminded me of that with the structure of it and kind of the texture of it. I also like how she paired it with that silver belt in it. So she has two contrasts of her waist. She has where it hits a smaller part and then her normal waist. So I thought it was cool how she had both things highlighted. She had these flowers in her hair, and I guess the other very Selma Hayek-y, but I felt like that dress could have done without the flowers in her hair. But I'm still going to nominate her for my best dress list. I think she looked gorgeous. Next we have Allison Williams from Girls, and she's wearing Armani Privé. And they were also, at the pre-show, very excited to see what Allison Williams was wearing. She just had this huge break in Peter Pan. She's in this award-winning show. But I didn't like her dress. I thought the idea was there, the red was beautiful, but to me it looked like Christmas tinsel was wrapped around her. I didn't like it at all. I mean, I guess I liked it a little bit, but not really. And up close it had this beautiful detailing of the stones on it and everything. But I felt she could have done something different with her hair and her makeup too. She looked okay. She wasn't the worst there, but I didn't really like it. Next we have Rosamund Pike in Vera Wang. And you guys know her most recently from Gone Girl, which is a great movie. I was a little skeptical seeing it first, but it was really good. She's a crazy woman in that. And Rosamund Pike actually just had a baby 5 weeks ago. So in her interview, she was saying how she was nervous on what to wear, but Vera Wang called her up and was like, I know exactly what to dress you in after just having a baby. And, you know, I always think that Vera Wang, when she dresses people, or even her wedding dresses, she's usually just beautiful. She's dressed to every woman, but this dress, I feel like, wasn't right for Rosamund Pike. I felt like she was too old for it, and Vera Wang's like, I know what to dress somebody who just had a baby 5 weeks ago, but it's so revealing. The whole back was open, her sides were open. It just didn't fit her body, and I thought that maybe somebody a little bit younger could have been wearing this dress and would have pulled it off a lot better. With that being said, I'm going to have to nominate Rosamund Pike for worst dress. Next up we have Kerry Washington, and usually again Kerry Washington is this huge person to look out for on the red carpet. Last year she was pregnant as well, and she pulled off all her looks amazingly. But this time at the Golden Globes I thought she missed the mark completely. The texture and the fabric of this dress remind me of those folders that you kind of like go like that with, and they change like different colors. I just didn't like it. And I thought the color was pretty too, but then she has these red and like black shoes on with a navy and like a navy purplish and pink dress. Like, just didn't make sense to me at all. She's a beautiful girl. Scandal's one of my favorite shows, but I'm gonna have to nominate Kerry Washington as worst dress at the 2015 Golden Globes. Next up we have Miss Chrissy Teigen, and Chrissy Teigen, you guys know her. She's a model. She's married to John Legend. She was there because John Legend was nominated and won for Best Song for the film Selma with Common. And I thought Chrissy Teigen looked amazing. She's wearing Zuhar Murad, which is a very popular pick at the red carpet this year. The color on it was beautiful. It was like this light pink, and not many people had that color on. The beading and this, oh, it was just a beautiful dress. It hit the right spot on her. It tucked her in the right places. Not that she needs tucking in, but it was a little bit see-through in the perfect spots and not see-through in the perfect spots. I loved her hair and her makeup. She kept it natural. She's a beautiful girl. She doesn't need to wear all this makeup on the red carpet. I mean, she looked beautiful. And for somebody who is not there as a nominee or as a presenter, she's just there as her guest. Her husband was up. I thought she stole the carpet from everybody. And I'm going to nominate her for Best Dress. Up next we have Emily Blunt in Michael Kors, and you guys know I love Michael Kors. This dress is stunning to me. White was a very big trend on the red carpet this year. I thought the best part of her outfit was her hair and her accessories. She gets it a little bit more boho and a little bit more free-spirited with those braids up. And the jewelry on her was absolutely gorgeous. She had this turquoise long neck earrings and a turquoise bracelet. She kept it very fresh and pretty, and I thought she looked great. Next up we have Anna Kendrick and Monique Luthier. She's a great actress, everything, but for some reason she like irks me. I don't know what it is, and everybody who knows me knows that she just irks me in this weird way. I have no idea why, but I thought she looked great at the red carpet. I have to say. She has a perfect face shape for her to pull her hair back tight like that. The color of her dress is beautiful. The detailing on it is beautiful. I love the belt on it. I thought she looked amazing for the Golden Globes. Next up we have Lena Dunham from Girls, and she was wearing Zac Posen. And on the pre-show too, everybody was so excited to see who was wearing Zac Posen. They were so excited for the dresses that were seen on the runway for him and who was going to be rocking it on the runway. But Lena Dunham looked really bad. It just wasn't flattering on her. It didn't fit her right. The material of the dress looked cheap. The shoes on top of it was just bad. And from the back too, it had this dip, but it wasn't hitting in the right spot, and it was too big on her. And then the parts, those arrow parts by her waist, they weren't fitted. I feel like it could have been a little more fitted to her to bring her in. She's a little bit of a bigger girl. She's not big, but she's a bigger girl on the Hollywood red carpet, and I feel like she could have got a dress that was a lot more flattering to her. And I was kind of disappointed in Zac Posen. Like, you wouldn't expect that to be a Zac Posen dress. So I'm gonna have to nominate her for worst dress. Next up we have Melissa McCartney, and Melissa McCartney actually revealed that her and her stylist made this dress. She said she had the bottom piece from an old gown that she's worn in the past, and she just had that shirt in her closet, so they decided to put it together. They ripped it apart, sewed it together, and put this little bow on it, which I kind of thought was cool. She also revealed that she was actually going to go to FIT for fashion, but then she started doing comedy, and now look at her. So I guess it's a good thing she didn't go to FIT, but I thought it was cool that she made the dress, but it wasn't one of my favorites. I thought the top was a weird shape on her. Shoes, she was wearing maroon shoes with it, and it was a black and like a light pink pastel top. And there's not really that much to say about it. I'm gonna have to nominate her though for worst dress. Next up we have Kate Hudson in Versace, and I know this dress was one of everybody's favorites. She looks smoking hot in it. She had the perfect body to wear it. It was another white dress that was huge on the red carpet this year. She looked so good. The detailing on it was beautiful, and it kind of accentuated her waist, and the back it had that cool detailing too, the same on the front. It had a low cut. Her hair was perfect for the dress. She's just a beautiful girl. Beautiful dress. She always looks great on the red carpet, and I'm going to have to nominate her for best dress. Next up, we have the queen, Miss Jennifer Lopez, in another Zuhar Murad dress. For me, J-Lo can never go wrong. I don't know if that's just me, but from when I was looking online, I feel like a lot of people love Jennifer Lopez's red carpet look. I thought she had the perfect shoes with this dress. The dress spoke for itself, so you don't want anything competing with it. Her hair was good with it. She had the perfect earrings to match the dress. Her makeup, that smoky eye that she's always wearing, looks so good. I thought the cape on it was awesome. It wasn't just that typical dress. It had this huge, beautiful cape on it that was perfect in the dress. It just blended together so effortlessly, like you didn't even notice there was a cape on there. She was definitely one of my favorites, and I'm going to have to nominate her for best dress. Next up, we have Lorde, who's wearing Narcisco Rodriguez, and Lorde was up for Best Song, her song in the Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1. Now, everyone knows Lorde has her own style, and this was custom-made Narcisco Rodriguez, and I thought that together they did a great job. It still has that classic structure suit that Narcisco Rodriguez is known for, but it also has that Lorde edge to it. It's a little bit oversized, a little bit more edgy than a typical suit, pantsuit. And she also added the crop top trend to it, which now that I'm thinking, I think she was the only one to have I think so, the only one to wear a crop top on the Golden Globes red carpet. And I thought for Lorde, she pulled this look off effortlessly. I think she looks great. She didn't go too crazy for the Golden Globes. She looks really pretty. Next up, we have Gina Rodriguez and Badali Mishka. And this is actually Gina's first red carpet, her first nominee, and her first win for Jane the Virgin. I was so happy from her. I watched Jane the Virgin. It's the funniest show in the whole entire world. And it was almost going to get canceled, and it got up for all these nominations, and still in the air. And when she got her award, she started crying. It made me cry. Oh. But I thought from the second I saw her, she looked amazing on the red carpet. For her first red carpet, she pulled it off. She's wearing this beautiful dress, has beautiful detailing on the bottom, but nice and simple black. It tucks her in the right spots. Her hair is perfect. Her accessories were perfect. I thought she pulled it off amazingly, and I'm going to have to nominate her for best dress. Next up, we have Dakota Johnson in Chanel. And Dakota is from the new movie that is coming out, 50 Shades of Grey. So a lot of people were interested to see what she was wearing. This is another first timer for the big carpets, and I thought she did good. As Chanel, you can't go wrong with Chanel. Well, actually Keira Knightley did, so let me just take that back. But Chanel is a beautiful designer. She hit the mark with the metallics. The only thing on it, when it's split on the skirt part of it, there's like these little tassels on it, and it reminded me of when I was little and we would make bags in like school, and we would go to Michael's to get all the materials to make it, and they had this lining with all the little tassels, and that's what it reminded me of, and I was like, ugh. But the dress was pretty. I thought she could have done something a little bit different with her hair. It kind of just looks like plain Jane. She could have done a lot more with it, but I thought she did good for one of her first big red carpets. So before we get into best and worst dress, I just want to give some honorable mentions. I want to keep this video short, didn't want to go crazy long, but there's so many great looks at the red carpet. So some honorable mentions who I thought looked fabulous, but didn't make the cut for the video. I thought Jessica Chastain, Kate Beckinsale, Greer Grammer, Maria Menounos, Heidi Klum, Reese Witherspoon, Ellie Kiefer, and Katie Cassidy looked amazing. They were all on trend. They all looked beautiful. Just didn't make the cut. Now for worst dress. Our nominees are Kerry Washington, Rosamund Pike, Keira Knightley, Melissa McCartney, and Lena Dunham. They were all collectively bad. But the worst one for me has to be Keira Knightley wearing Chanel. Sorry, Keira, but you are the 2015 Golden Globes worst dress. For best dress, we have Jennifer Lopez, Selma Hayek, Gina Rodriguez, Chrissy Teigen, Juliana Rancic, and Kate Hudson. I thought they all looked amazing, and I noticed too on my People's Choice Awards best dress list, everybody was in those natural colors or metallics, and again in my Golden Globes best dress they're wearing natural colors or metallics. So I thought that was kind of funny. But for me, from my best dress list, my top 3 were J-Lo, Gina Rodriguez, Chrissy Teigen, and Kate Hudson. I thought they looked phenomenal. But I'm gonna have to give my best dress to Chrissy Teigen. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, she wasn't even a nominee. She wasn't even there. She was just there because of John Legend. But she absolutely stole the show from everybody. She looked absolutely beautiful and she won it. She won it. She won the 2015 best dress at the Golden Globes for me. She looked amazing. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked my fashion review of the 2015 Golden Globes. Please let me know if you guys are enjoying these fashion review videos, and let me know who you thought the best and the worst dress is. I want to know your guys' opinion. I want to know if we had the same opinion or if it was different. And also, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I also post some pictures and comments there about the red carpet and about the after party too. I mean, everyone looked great there too. So if you guys want to follow it, my Twitter is @Carson_Perry and my Instagram is @KeeganCP. So I hope to see you guys there, and I will see you guys next time on my next video. Bye, guys.